Our man on the ground, Reginald Witbooi, is there. Hey, Reggie, thank you very much for joining us. Let's hope that line is stable. What's the temperature views on the ground, Reg?
Good morning to you, Blaine, and also Desiree. Yes, we are coming to you from Kimberley ahead of the 2019 budget speech that Finance Minister Tito Mboweni will be delivering in Parliament this afternoon. We know that unemployment is sky high. We know that over 9 million people living in South Africa are unemployed. Within the Northern Cape itself, the unemployment rate here stands at about 40%. And I also think that many South Africans just want the lights to be open. Actually stay on at the end of the day. So it will be interesting to see what the Finance Minister Tito Mboweni will be focusing on, but many South Africans hope that it will be state-owned entities like your Eskom and like SAA. We know that Eskom need a bailout of over 400 billion rand and SAA itself over 21 billion rand. But I am now joined by students of the Solplaatje University here in Kimberley. They are studying towards bachelor degrees of commerce. First, I have Lutando Ngakhala. Good morning to you, Lutando. Just tell me, ahead of the 2019 budget speech that the Finance Minister will be delivering this afternoon, what do you know about the budget speech?
Technically speaking, the budget speech is an announcement by the government on how to spend the money that it made. But for me, the budget speech is rather on how the government plans on creating prosperity for the economy by allocating its resources towards programs that will help the economy grow and prosper for everybody else in the world. Yeah.
And then just shortly, Lutando, what do you think should be highlighted in the Finance Minister's budget speech this afternoon?
Job creation is very important because South Africa has one of the highest unemployment rates in the world, and that only adds to the highest inequality rates in the world. So if it can spend money on programs that will alleviate this high unemployment rate, that would be, for me, an urgent necessity that needs to be solved with this budget. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Lutando, for your view. Secondly, I'm joined by Mlungisi Plakis. Good morning to you, Mlungisi. Just tell me, we know that SOEs, they are facing a huge challenge, basically on their knees. What do you think are those challenges that they are facing, like you state, SOEs like Eskom and SAA amongst others?
Okay, with Eskom, as we all know that it's the budget deficit of it is quite low, and then also the thing is that we actually have to, I think the government will have to bail it out if we won't be able to survive in South Africa without it. And then, you know, we look at the SABC too, you know, with dwindling revenues from the SABC, with revenues moving from the SABC to much companies like Google and Facebook via advertising, you know. Yeah, so.
And what do you think should be done to actually address all those challenges?
Okay, right now South Africa is facing a low growth economy. You know, I think with Eskom, as we heard, it was unbundled, but we're not sure what the unbundling means. You know, I think for Eskom, with the power generation side, right now they are going to introduce the IPPs. You know, which means that it's partly private. But I think the market for power generation in Eskom should be opened up, and then Eskom should rather control the distribution and the transmission of electricity. You know, with the SABC, I'm not quite sure because, you know, the internet is taking over and the viewers are much more moving to the internet, you know, for content and stuff. So I'm not sure what the SABC will have to do with that, but I think also maybe retraining of those people who are at the SABC for the internet side, and also for Eskom, keeping the capacity the same, but then also creating new forms of power generation, you know.
Thank you so much, Mlungisi. And just lastly, I'm now joined by Veronica Ngobeni, also a B-Commerce student. Good morning to you too. Now an announcement was made of the unbundling of Eskom. Do you think, as an economics student, that is a good idea?
Yes, my feeling is that we need some bold intervention where Eskom is concerned. Already now, the budget speech would probably prioritize the bailout of Eskom, which of course is inevitable. For us to keep the lights on, Eskom needs to be kept alive and kicking. And however, I believe that this time around it should come with consequence management. If management cannot turn this boat or plane around, it simply means that consequence management will need to be applied consistently. And in terms of the unbundling, if the end result will result in us as consumers getting energy at a reduced price, then of course it's worth it.
And then just lastly, advice to the Finance Minister.
My advice would be reduced expenditure, but not at the expense of creating opportunities for employment as well as entrepreneurs. And also, you need to deal with the issue around corruption as well as mismanagement of funds, as well as wasteful expenditure.
Thank you so much. Well, Blaine, those were 3 students here at Sol Plaatje University giving us their views about what the Finance Minister should be talking about this afternoon in his budget speech. You heard there corruption, mismanagement, and also how the problem of Eskom and other SOEs should be addressed. But no matter whatever the announcement this afternoon, Blaine, you and I and all the other South Africans will need to foot that bill.
Also on the list, jobs. As our Christelda Lewis was reporting, a lot of people fixated largely on unemployment in South Africa. Reginald Witbooi, live for us in the Northern Cape. Thank you very much indeed, my friend. We'll try to catch up with you a little later on. Let's take a quick break.